This is the Paracave Podcast, proudly brought to you by major sponsor Parramatta Leagues Club, home of the Eels, and also home of Jack's Pale Ale.
Welcome to another episode of the Paracave Podcast. And now over to your host, Troy Warner, broadcasting live from the world-famous Paracave.
And yes, hello and welcome back to another episode of the Paracave Podcast. Troy Warner here, and I just wanted to jump on and say thank you very much to those who listened to part number 1 of the interview with Dale Rowdy Shearer. What a rugby league legend he is. I hope you really enjoyed it. And here is a part number 2. Enjoy. That's it. Well, as I said, 5 years at Manly. Did you want to stay a one club player because you moved to Brisbane in 1990?
Yeah, mate, I should never have left. Should never left Manly. I think I'd be still living in the area. But my wife, I was 19. She was 16. Well, we weren't married, but she came down. The parents let her come down, which was very, very surprising. And she missed her mum big time. Okay. She missed her mum hugely. She'd ring her 10 times a day. And after 5 years, I thought, well, I didn't, as I mentioned just before I touched on, I didn't think you just keep kicking on like I did. And I thought, righto, she's stuck with me. Let's get you back to your mum, closer to your family. Because, would have been good these days. These days you've got the Foxtel and you see all the games, Yeah. You hardly saw it. If you didn't get the Sunday Arbor or the ABC game Saturday, there wasn't much to see, and not that she was going to be on TV. It was footy, but I just felt, good on you for being here with me and supporting me. Let's get you back to your mum. But it's a decision I wish I didn't make. Anyway, it is what it is.
Did you enjoy your time at Brisbane at all?
Not at all, mate. That's what I'm just sort of touching. It's the worst decision ever to go back there. At the time, Bennett was coaching. He wouldn't know a day of the week it was in terms of coaching. I know people think that's just a ridiculous comment, but mate, we had an origin side. We couldn't even make finals. We couldn't string stuff together. And I said, hang on. I was under Fulton just before that, and he was ahead of his time and very switched on. I said to Bennett, what's doing here? We can't even win the games. We need, some patterns and plays. He said, what do you mean? I said, 25 return, 37 return, 25 full, third full. He said, what? Oh, I don't know. I'll talk to the senior players. And anyway, we lost another couple of games.
Yeah.
I said, what's doing? And he said, I spoke to the senior players. We're going to run with what we're doing. And I said to him, what are we doing?
Okay.
And he just went, nah. Yeah, no, mate, all respects now. He's gone on to way bigger and better things, but back then, Neville. You talk about Neville nobodies, Neville no idea.
Is that why the move down to the Gold Coast then? You just wanted to get out of Brisbane?
I tried to get out of there within a month or so.
Oh, wow,
because I could just see this going. And he wouldn't let me go back to Manly. Wouldn't let me go, and then... still tried to go, started 9-2, they wouldn't let me go, and ended up at the Goldie because I just came back to again. We got married by now. Let's stay in Queensland.
Okay.
And then the Gold Coast went belly up, and then we went. Yeah, the Gold Coast was struggling with money. Went to the Crushers, and then they struggled with money with the ARL Super League. And then I thought, right, I had enough, all retired. And then it was up in Serena, and Gus Gill rang and said, I want to coach you. I said, oh, righto. Let's go. We'll go down the Roosters. So away I went.
Well, one game you did play for the Gold Coast was round 2 against Brisbane, your old team there back in the day, and you actually played a starring role in that game. Gold Coast won 25 points to 12. In your opinion, was that the Gold Coast's greatest ever win?
I think, mate, top of my head, I think it was my greatest win in my whole footy career at NRL or ARL. No, I know I had a very good game. They were supposed to beat us by 18-20 that day. The guy scored a try or two, set up 2 or 3, kicked a couple of goals, field goals. That was, that was one of the, if not the best win I've had at that level. I'll never forget it, yeah.
Yeah, no, a try, a goal, a field goal. Had a field day that day. It was certainly a big win for the Gold Coast at the time. As you mentioned, you went to the Crushers as well, another newly formed club. They were formed in 95, was their first year. That was around the time of the Super League. How was the Super League time for yourself? Was that with everything that was going on off the field, was that a difficult time for yourself?
Oh, no, I just stayed loyal to ARL and obviously once again wanted to stay in Queensland, and Bobby Linder was coach. And Bobby and Desi Hasler and Kevin Cameron, probably the three nicest blokes that I've ever been associated with in footy. Kevin Campion, which is Delisa's cousin, my wife's cousin, and Bobby Linder and Desi. Desi's out of control at the moment. He's Radio Rental and he's up in that coach's block. But back in the day, mate, just a really, well, not saying he's not a nice bloke, but he was just quite polite.
Yeah.
These days he's trying, you're going to rip any more hair out and end up looking like me. It was... I don't know so much about the Crushers.
Yeah, no, only
Bobby was a nice guy, but we just they struggle, mate. They struggle. I fractured my hip in the pre-game. I think we were at Emerald.
Okay.
Seven missed the first 7 games. I think they only won 1. And then the 8th game, we come back and beat Para. I think they might have won the premiership the year before that. Flogged them. Scored 3 tries that day, so I've kept that particular jersey. So, that was good. But then, sadly, first Origin, which is 30-year reunion, 95, I bloody tore my rotator cuff. So I had a short stint with them, but in the first year, not too many games.
Yeah, no, that game that you're talking about was played at Lang Park, 33-14. Yep. The Crushers won. You scored 3 tries that day against my Parramatta Eels. What was it like playing against Parramatta throughout your career for the clubs that you played for?
Mate, I don't know the exact stats, but I just know from memory. I'd be really interested in seeing how many tries I scored against Para, and I think on more than a few occasions I scored 3. I don't know what it was with Para. Had some big wins over them, especially with Manly, and then it was surprisingly with the Crushers, they couldn't win anything. I played from that was my first game, and I think it was pretty sure it was fullback, and scored, like you say, 3 tries. And but Para, I've got a really very, very good record against Para.
Yeah, you certainly do. I've got the stats in front of me here. Throughout your career, you played 16 games against Parramatta, scored 11 tries, 10 goals, the most tries scored against the club. The next one was Western Suburbs with only 6 tries against them. So, yeah, you certainly had a field day against Parramatta, unfortunately for us Parramatta fans. Yeah,
mate. No, I don't know what it was, but I don't know. I seemed to love playing against Para.
Was it the arch rivalry like Manly and Parramatta, and then it just continued on?
I don't think so, because I never really had that in me, because it was the early 80s or late 80s, so where I did score quite a few tries against them, and I know they had that. But no, I don't know what it was. I just know I seen
clicked against them.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, before we get into some common league questions, what are your thoughts about the game these days? Do you still follow it and watch it?
Definitely not, mate. Sometimes I just turn it over to AFL, to be honest.
Really?
It's so frustrating. Depending on playing for Suncoast or the Lions, but mate, the ref, it's just farcical. I mean, they watch things 6 or 7 times, go to this bloody box thing, whatever you call it, and they still get it wrong. You know, it's just highly embarrassing. And plus, they want to judge and adjudicate on all these decisions. Yet, mate, there's forward passes left, right, and centre. They just got to change the rule on that, because some of these are 4 metres forward, and let's get real, righto, because they're all making mistakes, these refs, and a forward pass is a forward pass. So let's go back to the box and say, yeah, righto, that was 3 metres forward, 4 metres forward, because they're deciding games, you know, they're deciding the outcomes and deciding who's in the finals and all this sort of thing. So, and it's so blatant. People can see a forward pass. All this other niggly things that they do see, or was it a try, or was it on the line? But a forward pass is a forward pass. And, it is a bit of a turn-off, and you can see it. I do a bit of Facebook stuff and so, and you just, the number of people that are jumping up and down, which is understandable. And the number of people that say they're leaving, I don't know whether they are or not, but I know I have.
Okay.
I'm not as interested. Still Manly's in my heart, only because Dale Rowdy Evans is there.
Yeah. And
who knows what the hell he's doing next year. But once he leaves, I'll drop off Manly, and I was only thinking about something. Where do I go from there? Desi Hasler, because, you know, as I said, he's a great guy. Titans, Queensland team, but rumours around that will he be there next year?
Yes.
So I don't know where I'll go from there. Maybe I won't even bother watching it.
Fair enough. Maybe just Origin time, maybe.
Yeah, even that's a bit going. No, you got to get passionate around that time.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And
they're going to go Wednesday, mate. She's got a fair sort of a side, that bloody New South Wales. But anyway, mate, we just always turn up. That's the main thing.
That's it. Well, what else these days is keeping you busy? I see on your social media that you've got Red Emu Wines and Dale Shearer Sports. What else is keeping you busy?
Well, I've been real estate licensed for over 25 years.
Okay.
I've got back involved with that, with pubs and motels, just selling them, which I'm quite enjoying actually. The Shearer Sports, I do cover the footy, but my main interest there is racing. I was involved with Bet Busters, which have been around for 30 years. I'm just looking to get more members and pubs on board there.
Yep.
And the Red Emu Wines, mate, I've got probably taken a bit more off than I can chew. It's pretty, I enjoy it, and getting a lot of pubs and hotels on board, but I just can't manage to do it all. I'm looking to get other people involved. I mainly do that for my sons because it's ongoing, and, the money's just sort of passive and keeps coming in, but I think I've got to slow down a bit and just choose a couple of real directions here.
Yeah, nice. Well, we'll do some common league questions, and other than your home ground, was there a favourite ground that you used to love playing at?
I did enjoy the Seagulls ground.
Okay.
I like the grounds that you're on. So Lang Park back in the day, the Gold Coast Seagulls.
Yeah.
I love when the people on top of you, just gets me, a bit more pumped, motivated, adrenaline rushing. So those two, top of my head, stand out. I just love it when that crowd's on top of you, which is a lot of that going on when you go on those England tours. But,
okay, yeah.
Let's just probably focus on Australia. Yeah, Lang Park back in the day and Gold Coast Seagulls.
Did you have a least favourite one you used to hate playing at for whatever reason?
I wasn't. It's sort of directly opposite what I just said. I probably didn't like the SCG.
Yeah,
I didn't like the big open grounds. I like the crowd on top of you. Yeah, it's just more vocal and in your face, and it just got me more focused and more interested. to get involved in the game.
Yeah, no, for sure. Who was the hardest player to play against or tackle?
Well, in the NRL sort of thing, I had a big rap on Les Davison, Bundy.
Okay, yeah.
Very tall. You know, we all want to think we can fight and carry on and throw punches, but we're all like helicopters and throwing blades and arms left, right, and centre, not hitting anyone. But Bundy, yeah, I wouldn't have mucked with him.
Yep.
I think he's one that would just snot you. He wouldn't miss you. And there's a bloke before, and Frankie Baker sadly passed away. He was in the North Queensland team. He's another one that sort of. I remember we were playing Wynnum at the time, and Greg Dowling was, supposed to be one of the tough guys, but he sorted him out in a hurry. But I think Frankie was an ex-boxer, so just the guys that you just wouldn't want to get into a scuff with, mate. They'd be patient and land one on you, not like I say, throwing haymakers.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Yeah, Les Davison and Frankie Baker, with respects to Frankie.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Two hard players there. Now, I know you love scoring tries in your career. Do you have a favourite try that you scored throughout your career? One that stands out?
I suppose the one that does stand out was Origin, when Graham Lowe, I think it's Graham Lowe. Yeah, because I didn't stay at Manly, I believe he didn't pick me in the Queensland, he put me on the bloody bench.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We were losing, and I just upped him. I said, mate, I wasn't being over the top or being a smart ass or being over confident. I just, mate, do you want to win this Origin? Get me out there. I was on the bench, just give it to him.
Yeah.
Because I knew that's why I don't believe he selected me, because he wanted me to stay. He kept ringing me, no, it's the year I left Manly. I said, mate, come on, I need to get out there. And, I think I was on the field all 1 minute. Scored a try, we won the game, we won the series. That sort of stands out, even though I was on the bench, but I was on there bugger all. I think, that one definitely, I suppose.
Yeah. Now, I believe your nickname Rowdy, there's a bit of a funny story about that one. How did you get it and who gave it to you?
Yeah, it's like someone mentioned today, you call a redhead bluey. It was the opposite. I was a little country boy, Noel Cleal.
Okay, Crusher,
I just put my head down, bum up, trained like anything, said boo to no one, and the Crusher said, we'll just call this bloke Rowdy. Didn't say any bloody thing, but a lot of people think it's the opposite these days. But at the time, I was just young, lobbed up from the bush, and I just shut up, did what I had to do.
Yeah, nah, fair enough. Was there ever a player in the sheds before a game that you looked over across at and you thought, okay, I'm confident we're on here today?
No.
Nah?
Sorry, nah, mate, I don't know. There's people that pump themselves up and bloody punch things and hit walls and headbutt each other and listen to music and jump around like a jackrabbit. But, listen to music. I was pretty calm. I was just doing my thing, and, I didn't all matter all that bullshit before the game. Let's just get out there and let's see who's ready to play.
What about the opposite? Was there anyone who did something weird before a game that you thought, what's going on there?
It's funny. I had to laugh at Alfie. He just I know we used to drink come Origin, but it was so funny how he'd throw up most of the time before he just got the nerves, got the better on him.
Yeah.
He'd still go out and perform like a bloody champion, but you'd think, God almighty, how's he going to go out on the field? But, he turned up. He turned up for the game, but it was just funny. It's one of those people that just seem to get nervous and throw up.
Yeah, I think one of my favourite players, Nathan Imarsh, he was a bit like that as well. Did that before games as well. So it is pretty common around the league. Who was the prankster at the clubs that you played at, and what did they get up to?
Pranksters, Jesus. I can't think of any off the top of my head, mate. The pranksters, no, not before the game.
More after the game, was it?
Yeah, I can't think of any. Sorry, to be honest.
Nah, that's okay. What about if you didn't go down the rugby league path? What do you think you would have done as a career?
Well, it was strange that you just mentioned that because I actually was playing baseball for Queensland at the time, and I
Okay.
got a scholarship to go to America. And when I went up to Mackay, the game wasn't strong enough up there, so I had
Okay.
to play under 17s at 8 in the morning, and then I'd go and play A grade rugby league at 1 or 3 in the Arvo, depending when we got the game. But in between, I went and played baseball, and I just thought, oh, this is too hard and too long. So I won in the under 15s, I think it was, everything, best stolen bases, fastest pitch out along, most home runs, all this sort of thing, and went up there. So I only played a couple of games because I couldn't fit in. I thought I've got to make it wasn't strong enough. So their baseball season became their winter season because all the cricketers used to play baseball.
Okay.
And anyway, come the end of the year, they still picked me in the under 18 baseball team for Queensland, which I didn't go to. But I just had to make a decision then whether it was going to be league or go over to America for a scholarship, which who knows, mate. I probably could have, should have went over, and I probably would end up playing gridiron too, I think.
Okay, yeah.
But at the end of the day, I stayed in little old Serena and went on to, Mackay, North Queensland, Origin, and Australia.
Yeah, no, I think one of your former teammates on the 86 Kangaroo Tour, the great Brett Kenny, I think he was a baseball player as well, and he had to make that decision whether he was going to stick with that or play rugby league, and thankfully, like yourself, he made that choice to stay playing rugby league.
Yeah, it's funny, mate, because you're a para man. I was going to leave it until it come up, but you've brought him up. He was one of my favourite players outside of Queensland. Yeah, mate, he just had that good guy too. Like 86 tours, we used to get out in the vodka and orange juice. And we weren't gay, but we used to dance and have fun together. I love Bert. He's a great guy, but he just had that back then. There's blokes that got steps and jinks, and he just had that bit of I don't know what you call a swerve. He just had that swerve. Just seemed to be able to get around people. So I was a big fan. Great guy, still am, but he just had that. I don't know what the word is, but I'll just stick with swerve. He just seemed to get around people.
Yeah.
So he go left, right, and the next minute he's gone.
Was Queensland worried about him being picked at 5'8" for New South Wales back in the day?
Oh, mate, I don't know, but I would have been because I rate him very, very highly. Yeah. I think, you've had numerous players come up against Wally. He's probably one of the ones that sort of could handle his own against Wally.
Yeah. Do you reckon he should be a mortal of rugby league?
Oh, I don't know about all that mortal stuff, mate. It was funny. He got bloody... What did he get? Golden Bird of the Year, to be honest. Oh, it was filthy. I thought, hang on, I just won Australian Representative Player of the Year. And Bert's got bloody Golden Bird. So I had to dig at him about that, but mate, probably thoroughly deserved, I mean, I was only a young little whippersnipper then. They're probably going to give it to someone who's a more seasoned player.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we'll wrap things up with the set of 6 questions, sort of like the personality questions. Do you have a favourite sport outside of rugby league?
I might watch the 2020. I don't mind watching 100-metre events in athletics either.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
I don't mind wandering down the local park either, just whether they're kids or adults. I just like the live, it could be cricket, could be soccer. I just like watching live rather than on TV.
Yeah, nice. What is your favourite TV show or series or movie of all time?
Oh, God, mate. I'm more of not a TV man. I like documentaries on crime. It's not a good thing.
No.
All these people killing everyone, each other, but it's amazing the police and the time and effort and man-hours they got to put into this. It's just unbelievable. But you wouldn't be a policeman, mate. There's no way. Not just that. I mean, you saw that incident yesterday, day before, then whatever it was, Melbourne. I mean, no.
Yeah.
Good luck. They deserve all they get.
Yeah, no, that's
well,
for
all
sure.
the money they get, they definitely deserve all the money they get.
Yeah, do a great job.
More the crime. If it's not sport, it's crime. And a bit of a fan of comedy, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. What would be the one unique thing people don't know or may not know about Dale Shearer?
Jeez.
I
wouldn't tell you, would I? I wouldn't tell you. Otherwise, they're going to know.
Is there a special talent that you got?
No. I'm involved in a lot of sport. Mate. No, I just love being with my boys and my mum, family. That's
nice.
That's what stands out for me.
Yeah. You're on a deserted island. Which three former teammates wouldn't you want to be stuck with and why?
Gary Jack can't be mine because he's got me the other day about him. But it's not like he can go to the shop and buy anything because he wouldn't buy anything anyway. So let me think. I think I've probably touched on three of them before. I don't know, mate. Top of my head, yeah. Oh God, mate. No, I can't. Cambo is a good guy, and Desiree Hasler, and who was the other one I mentioned? Jesper's in good guys, great guys to have fun and laugh with. Desi, yeah. Don't know about these days. He might be too fucking grumpy, but anyway, might be able to put up with him after a day or two.
Fair enough.
Yeah, anyone who's active, mate. Anyone who's active. I'm still very hard. I love training for a couple of hours. It's a good mental thing for me. So people that are active, maybe fishermen. So Cambo might be handy. He's a good crabman and fisherman.
Yeah.
We're gonna catch something to eat.
Well, that's it. That's true. Well, speaking of food, you're gonna host a dinner party. What is your speciality meal that you cook, and which three people that you haven't met, dead or alive, would you invite?
Oh, mate, I love me prawns and salad, but everyone loves my tacos. They laugh at me.
Okay.
I don't put them in the shell. I crunch the shell up. That's the secret.
Okay.
I crunch it all up and mix it. Everyone goes, oh, bugger this. And then all my friends ring me, oh, that's the best thing ever because we eat out of the shell and falls all over the place. So, yeah, I love my little tacos. Muhammad Ali.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he comes up
Muhammad
often,
Ali. Probably Tiger Woods.
Okay, yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Nice. Couple of boxers and a golfer.
Yeah, probably off the top of my head, yeah.
You probably have to cook a lot of tacos for that, I think. I certainly think they'd be hungry, that's for sure. And the last one, who's your favourite musician or band to listen to?
Oh, God. I'd have to... I'm a bit of a Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
Fleetwood Mac. I'm more a 70s, 80s man, mate. I think it's strange, You go meet a lot of people these days, only 30s, 40s. I'm nearly 60 next month or whatever it is, mate. But the 70s and 80s, they just stand... Like, you can understand the words, the songs. Yeah. Some of the shit they carry on with these days, but Fleetwood Mac, yeah, mate, I got quite a few, but in that 70s, 80s, I suppose.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you on that one. I'm a 80s man. That's for sure. A bit of Cold Chisel and In Excess and the like. But what would be your favourite Fleetwood Mac song be?
Lion Eyes.
Oh yeah, good one.
Nah, it's only I've played about 4 songs on the guitar. They're about the only 4 I can play, which is Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. But that was when my missus was alive, and time gets away. It's 17 years, and I picked the guitar up that day, and I thought it'd be like a bike. You just remember how to do it. I got no idea. So I gave the guitar away.
Oh, well, if it's any consolation, I bought an electric guitar once and had some lessons and haven't touched it in a long time, so I can't play it either.
Well, I thought I went all right, but anyway, I've forgotten.
Well, Dale Shearer, thank you very much for joining me today on the Paracave podcast. It's been a great chat. I've really enjoyed listening to the stories of a player that I watched growing up play rugby league, and you certainly carved up against Parramatta, which I was a bit disappointed about, but that's okay. But thank you very much for coming on the podcast today.
Happy days, mate, and I'm trying to think. Yeah, shout out to Glenn Lydiard if you listen to you, and Sterlo he was a really nice guy too, Sterlo, and Brett Kenny. Happy days.
How you going, mate? Are you a Paracave podcast listener?
I am, bro. Okay. It's a great podcast. Everyone tune in.
Go Para.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Paracave Podcast. See you next